You know, today is a sad day. Why is it a sad day? Because I'm just a poor boy. I have no money. But what do you do when you're out of luck and out of money? You need to innovate. And that is exactly what we are going to do today. We are going to innovate some new modern technology and build a wool farm right over there so that we can sell that wool and make lots and lots of doubloons. Yes, so in the last episode we built that Viking ship and we made a little tunnel, and we also made another system, which is very important for this shop because it means that people will be able to get here from far and wide in about 10 seconds. Plan here is simple. We're going to dig down into the ground, make a big pit, put the wool farm in there, and then make it look like it's got some arches and domes and stuff so that it looks realistic and cool and medieval. And that's about it. Yeah, so let's do that right now. I have dug a big hole in the ground. Look at this hole. Isn't this a large hole in the ground? Wow. In fact, I have even gone and placed some blocks on the wall. But what do those mean? Well, you see, those are going to become big columns that are going to go up into the ceiling, and we're going to build some vaults up there. Because if you think logically, how could you possibly support all that rock up there unless you had some vaults? So we're going to build some, but they're also going to be really cool, and they're going to be in fact the most amazing vaults you have ever seen. Problem is, I don't actually know how to make any of those, so I'll have to figure it out. But now, what is exactly the point of this whole well? This is where our sheep farm is going to go. There are going to be like little cells which are going to go in between the columns, and they're going to stretch up to the sky, because I mean I could have like arranged them to go that way to be like really wide and not super tall, but there's I think like 16 colors of sheep, and so this way, if it's 4 by 2 by 2 are the dimensions of units of sheep, and they're all going to go up there, and it's going to look perfect, and everything's going to be decorated. But first and foremost, we need to build some vaults. Well, I have worked away at these little vaults here for a couple minutes, and I've created a very basic structure, but there are a few things more that I want to add to this. Particularly, I want to add some ribs. If you look at this photo right here of a vault in some random cathedral, you'll see that there are ribs on it, those little lines. Those are very important for the structure. In Minecraft it doesn't matter, but I want to add them anyway because I think they will look cool. Problem is, these vaults are really small, and I feel like I might have made a mistake by making them that small. I don't know, but we're gonna add them, and if it looks good, then that's great. Does that look good? I'm not sure. For something like a vault, it's very important to look at it from down below. Does that look like a rib? I actually think it might. Maybe. Possibly. Does it? I don't know. I think it's better than nothing. I think though adding some details like here to kind of bridge this gap might look cool though, so we'll try that. Okay, does that look good? Maybe. I don't know. I think what's best to do is to replicate this all across the ceiling and then see if that looks good. Well, after that display of MLG prowess, I have finished building the vaults, and they don't look like vaults. Like, I don't know what's quite wrong here, but something's just not right. I don't know, it just doesn't look, they don't look right, they look wrong. That's quite the opposite of right. Okay, so I have completely redesigned all of the vaults and redone them, and I think they definitely look better. They could possibly be improved. Like, I'm liking how there's this sort of gradient. Like, it's kind of hard to describe it. I mean, you can look at that, right? It looks pretty consistent until you get to the bottom of the wall, like there, that bit. It's sort of just, it's a little weird because walls are just a weird block. They just don't act right. If only, gee, if only we had sideways slabs, wouldn't that be so cool? But unfortunately we don't, so we have to deal with these crappy things. Anyway, I think it looks fine. It might need some refinement, but I think we're very much almost there. So I have been messing around with these vaults for a very long time now. You might have noticed that not much has changed, except I have indeed added some coral. Why? Why is there coral there? We're usually on pillars, they'll have ornate decorations. Here's an image right there. You see that? Look at that. Bam, wow. And so typically people will put coral on top of pillars in Minecraft because it looks kind of like that. And I have done that before in builds, and I thought I had the right type of coral, so I went thousands of blocks away and gathered a bunch of coral, which is weirdly tedious because you have to go up and down and up and down. I didn't have any doors to put on the floor so that I could breathe, whatever. Anyway, it took me a long time. I came all the way back here, put them on all the columns, thinking, oh yes, this will surely look fine. And it's the wrong coral. Yeah, and also on top of that, it just doesn't really look good. Like, I don't know, man. It's just not right. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, so we're almost there. So I have spent a very, very long time fixing these. I went and got the correct type of coral. I added in some lighting here, as you can see, which makes the ceiling there look rather moody. I've also textured the walls a little bit, so you can hear there's some cracks forming in the walls, and I've added all this floor, which is really cool. It looks like stuff has been crumbling, it's kind of fallen down there. And I've added these slightly weathered bits on the bottom, and some weathered bits at the bottom as well. And overall, it's pretty cool. Now, what is going on here? Why are the walls slimy? Why is the ground not slimy? How did that happen? Well, lore-wise, I guess you could say that this was like an ancient cistern that we have retaken and are now using as a wool farm / in lore, I guess it would be more like a storage silo. But at one point this was used to hold water, and that's why the bottom is slightly weathered. Why is the floor not, though? Well, that's because I think it looks better this way, but I guess you could say lore-wise, like, the pebbles all fell on top of this, and it's been kicked up by people walking around in here, so the floor is all like, oh, this is new, or at least has been jumbled up and messed with, but the bricks, the walls here, haven't, so that's why they're still weathered. I did forget to do this one. Oops. Anyway, this whole place is looking really cool. Those vaults look kind of like vaults, at least good enough for me to just leave them that way for now. Now it's finally time to do what we actually need to do, and that's to make a wool farm in here. That was the whole point. This is the most convoluted way to build a wool farm that has ever existed. So, we're gonna build it. It's a really simple design. It's just a sheep with an observer and a dispenser that then filters into a little chest where it'll have that color of wool. We're gonna build it. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna do a time lapse. So let's do that right now. At the beginning of this video, I promised to make some modern technology, and well, I have indeed made some modern technology. Look at this densely packed arena of sheep. It is very dense, it is very modern, it is very efficient, and I quite like it. So, there are these little cells of sheep. You can see there is one sheep in there. It eats the grass, the observer detects it, so it sends a dispenser full of shears into the sheep, and then it is collected in this hopper and sent into this chest. And I've been running this for a little while, and it's already produced a butt ton of wool, every single color. We've got them all. Look, bam, there's a piece of dirt that's not meant to be in there. Yes, so we've got all the wool in here. It goes way up there. You can see this is a very densely packed area. What was the point of building all of this? Just to fill it up with sheep? There wasn't really a point, I just needed a video. But yeah, I think it still looks cool. I think this is a really interesting way to make a sheep farm. Now, there is some more detail that we can see. If we climb up here, this is the second level of sheep. They're all the same farms, but I like these little sketchy bridges. It always just feels like you're gonna fall down and break your leg, and I like that feeling. It's suspenseful. Like, I don't know, man. They're nice. The reason I made them hanging signs and not trapdoors was so that you can see the vaults from down here. Because you can kind of see the little capitals from down here. And if we continue up, this is where the actually nice view... Ah, frick. Yeah, I did say that these are sketchy. This is where the actual view is. You can come up here and see the vaults in all their glory. They're quite nice, and this is a good way to view them too, because you can see that arch shape there a lot better than you can from anywhere else. Plus, I've added some chains in here so you can't fall in. I mean, you can fall down, but you can't fall into the farm, which has always been a problem. I never make things practical, but this time it is actually practical. It's safe. It's safe up here, and I like it. This video has been a slightly different format than most of my other videos, where I have done a lot more talking and a lot less building. I mean, we just made a single sheep farm in an underground bunker. But if you like this style, let me know in the comments section. If you hate it, insult me. Call me a ravening wolf, whatever, I don't know, do whatever you want. Just make sure to comment, because I want more views. It's good for engagement. The whole point of this was so that it would be easier to produce and I could make more of them faster, because my videos don't do well, and so I don't want to spend like a lot of effort on them. But I don't think that has actually worked. I've ended up spending forever on this video too, so yeah, whatever. I might continue it, I might also just not. But hopefully you have enjoyed this sheep farm extravaganza. In the next episode, we are going to build the shop, which is going to go right above this, and there's going to be like a little tower with a hole where you can enter this farm. It's going to be a big deal. We're going to make tons of money, so stay tuned for that video coming very soon. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button for some new content coming soon. Like and subscribe. Do it right now, or else I'm gonna torture your underside. And that's all for today. Goodbye.